Welcome to Unshakeable Belief, the podcast for anyone ready to break free from burnout, reclaim their health, and rise into the life they were meant to live. I'm Monica Connolly, your host. I am an international bestselling author, a trauma informed coach, and a speaker. I know what it feels like to carry the weight of the world while slowly losing yourself in the process because I've been there. Through chronic illness, identity loss, and survival mode, I had to rebuild from the inside out. This show is where real transformation begins through raw conversations, expert insights, and mindset shifting solo episodes. You'll get the tools, stories, and support to reset your body, rewire your thoughts, and step boldly into your next chapter. You are not here by accident, and your story is far from over. Let's begin. You know that feeling when you're running on fumes, the coffee isn't cutting it, and your body aches in places it never used to? And no matter how much you sleep, you get up and you're tired. You tell yourself you just need to push through. You know that feeling when you're running on fumes, the coffee just isn't cutting it? Your body aches in places that it never used to. And no matter how much sleep you get, you wake up tired. You tell yourself you just need to push through. But deep down, you know something's off. You've tried the vitamins, the planners, the motivational playlists, maybe even therapy. But somehow burnout keeps creeping back in. What if the real problem isn't your schedule, your mindset, your lack of discipline, but your nervous system? Today, we're going to dive deep into the hidden root of burnout, the connection between your body's regulatory system, your stress response, and the patterns that keep you stuck in survival mode. Because here's the truth: burnout isn't a badge of honor, it's your body's brilliant alarm system trying to get your attention. Let's start with the basics. Your nervous system is your body's command center. It controls everything: your heartbeat, digestion, hormones, even your emotions. It's constantly scanning for safety or threat. When you live in chronic stress, things like deadlines, emotional strain, caretaking, unresolved trauma, people pleasing, your body starts to believe that survival is your baseline. Your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight, it takes over. And before long, your body forgets how to rest. Think of it like a car that's been idling in the red for too long. Eventually, the engine's going to overheat. That's burnout. Burnout isn't laziness, weakness, or lack of willpower. It's a functional imbalance. The nervous system is overreactive. Your hormones misfire, and your body starts to slow down systems it didn't need for immediate survival: digestion, reproduction, and emotional regulation. That's why so many people with burnout experience gut issues, brain fog, anxiety, and exhaustion all at once. It's not in your head, it's in your wiring. Let's dig deeper into what that really means. So, every symptom your body gives you is data. When you hit a wall, mentally, emotionally, or physically, it's not your body betraying you, it's your body communicating. Maybe you start waking up at 3 a.m. every morning, or you get that mid afternoon crash that feels impossible to recover from. Maybe your digestion slows down, your cycle changes, or your focus disappears. They're not random events, they're road signs. Your body is saying, I can't sustain this pace anymore. But we live in a world that celebrates exhaustion, hustle culture, constant output, emotional caretaking, and digital overstimulation. So instead of slowing down, most of us double down. We numb, we scroll, we caffeinate, and we compensate. But here's the thing: the body always keeps the score. When it doesn't feel safe, it doesn't heal. A functional imbalance means your systems are talking, but they're not in harmony. Your endocrine system might be sending stress signals. Your digestion may be slowing. Your immune system is overreactive, and your brain is just trying to interpret it all. This is when you see the crossover. Things like thyroid issues, adrenal fatigue, weight fluctuations, mood swings, even autoimmune conditions can often be traced back to chronic dysregulation. Your body doesn't just need rest, it needs repair. It needs a chance to reset its rhythm. This is the work we do when we focus on nervous system healing. We're helping your body remember that it's safe again. It's not just fight or flight. There's also freeze and fawn. When you're in freeze, your body shuts down. You feel disconnected, numb, and unmotivated. In fawn, you're over accommodating, over giving, people pleasing to help maintain the peace. These are adaptive responses, survival strategies that were learned long before you could even name them. The goal isn't to shame these responses, but to understand them. Once you recognize your patterns, you can begin to rewire it. Healing begins with awareness. Start noticing what happens inside your body throughout the day. When your boss emails, does your chest tighten? When your child cries, does your stomach drop? When you rest, do you feel guilt or peace? It's all data. Somatic awareness is about learning the language of your nervous system, the sensations, the impulses, those subtle shifts. When you notice without judgment, you can begin to regulate. Try this simple exercise. Pause right now, take a deep breath, and feel your feet pushing into the floor. Notice the textures, the temperature, the weight of your body being supported. That's your body remembering, I'm here, I'm safe. Healing your nervous system doesn't require a yoga retreat or a silent weekend. It's all about small, consistent actions. Here's a few tools that you can add to your daily rhythm. Do micro moments of rest. Instead of waiting for burnout to force you to stop, build in 2-minute resets throughout your day, between tasks, between calls, or in between meals. Do intentional breathing. The 4-2-6 breath is powerful, but you can also try box breathing, which is inhaling for 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding for 4. It creates predictability and safety for your brain. Ground through your senses. When you feel overwhelmed, name 5 things you see, 4 you can touch, 3 you hear, 2 you smell, and 1 you taste. It brings your body back to the present. Use movement as medicine. Trauma and tension live in the body, and movement helps release it. Try shaking, stretching, or even swaying to music. Remember boundaries as healing. Every time you honor a no, your nervous system feels safer. It's not what you do once that matters, it's what you repeat. Most people approach burnout with more control. Fix the diet, fix the planner, fix the routine. But healing isn't control, it's connection. Connection to your body, connection to your emotions, connection to what's real now. You can't outthink dysregulation. You have to outfeel it. Here's a reframe. I'm not broken. I'm adapting. Your nervous system doesn't need to be punished into balance. It needs to be partnered with. Once you start regulating your nervous system, everything changes. You make decisions from clarity, not fear. You communicate without overreacting. You hold boundaries without guilt. You start to feel energy returning, not the jittery kind, but the grounded, sustainable kind. This is the space where you begin to lead yourself differently. Healing your nervous system changes how you parent, how you partner, how you show up in your purpose. But it's not about becoming a different person. It's about remembering who you were before survival took over. For those of you who love the science, let's talk about your vagus nerve. Now, this nerve connects your brain to your body. It is the highway for emotional regulation, digestion, and rest. When it's strong, you bounce back from stress faster. Here are ways to tone it naturally: humming or singing. The vibration activates the vagal tone and calms your heart rate. Gargling. I know, it sounds silly, but it stimulates the vagus nerve. Cold exposure, a cold shower, a brisk walk in the cold. Everybody's heard about cold plunges or splashing your face with cold water. It can trigger a parasympathetic activation. Breathing retention. Extending your exhale signals safety to your brain. So these practices help build resilience from the inside out. Healing isn't linear, it's cyclical. You have moments where you feel grounded and others where old patterns resurface. That's normal. It's a sign your body trusts you enough to release more. When dysregulation shows up, don't see it as failure, see it as feedback. Ask, what does my body need right now? Sometimes it's movement, sometimes it's rest, sometimes it's support. The key is to listen. Healing your nervous system is the foundation of everything: your energy, your mindset, your relationship, your purpose. Let's bring this home with a few journaling prompts. Where in my life do I still operate from survival instead of safety? What sensations tell me I'm overwhelmed? And what practices help me come back to myself? Who or what in my environment supports my regulation? And what drains it? Take 5 minutes after this episode, sit and listen to your body. You'll be amazed at what it can tell you when you stop and listen. If this episode resonated with you, if you recognized yourself in these patterns, I want to invite you to take the next step. Join me in Reset, my 6-week group coaching experience designed to help you regulate your body, rewire your mind, and rise in purpose. Join me in Reset, my 6-week group coaching experience that's designed to help you regulate your body, rewire your mind, and rise in purpose. Or start smaller. Download my free toolkit. It's a guide to thriving in business and health. It's packed with essential steps to start your healing journey right where you are. Because healing isn't about doing more, it's about finally feeling safe enough to be. Burnout doesn't define you. Your exhaustion isn't your identity. It's just your body's way of saying it's time to come home. You deserve to live in a body that feels safe, calm, and alive. One that supports your purpose instead of surviving it. You're not behind, you're healing. Take a deep breath. You're doing better than you think. And remember, you were made for more. Live on purpose, in purpose. Thank you for spending this time with me today. My hope is that something you heard sparks the courage to take one small step toward the life you were created for. If you're looking for deeper support on your journey, you'll find free resources, coaching opportunities, and ways to connect with me at my website, monicaconnollycoaching.com. And remember this: you are not too far gone, it's not too late, and you are never alone. Keep rising, keep healing, and keep believing, because you, my friend, were made for so much more.